Hello， 大家好 ，Aaron 喺度發 M， 歡迎大家繼續翻嚟 Aaron 頻道。咁樣同大家講少少科技嘅新聞先。Apple iPad 咧就出咗新嘅 iOS 啦，叫做亦都係 iOS 出咗新嘢啦 ，iOS 15.7終於嚟啦，嚟了睇片先。
Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and today Apple released iOS 15.7 to the public. This is most likely the last major iOS 15 update ever. Last year we had iOS 14.8. This year we have iOS 15.7. And that is to give support to the remaining phones that no longer will be getting iOS 16. So today, Apple also released iOS 16. So if we go into our settings,
亦都出咗 Apple iOS 16。
However, if you have an iOS 16 supporting device, you actually get a choice of installing iOS 15.7 or 16. I took a screenshot earlier before it was installed, and you can see here we have the option for 15.7 as well as upgrade to iOS 16.
如果你可以嗱，如果你係 iPhone 嘅朋友咧，你可以選擇 download iOS 15.7，一係就 download iOS 16都得嘅。咁視乎你睇下你用邊個啦。
So you'll have that option at least for a little while. And of course, 15.7 and 16 were released alongside watchOS 9, tvOS 16, iPadOS 15.7, and macOS 2.
就出咗，佢係出咗咩 ？macOS 12.6、iOS 16、watchOS 9、tvOS 16，iOS 15.7就俾第7代啲 iPad 嘅，有啲 iOS 16、iPadOS 15.7。咁我而家行緊，我部 iPad 行15.7啦。有啲手機可以行15.7或者行16，咁隨機揀，最好自己揀啊。
12.6. All of those are available now. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the build number and talk about what's new. So we'll go down to settings. Within our settings, let's go back and we'll go to general and then about. And next to software version, you can see version 15.7 with a build number of 19H12. And this is the exact same build that we had with iOS 15.7 last week. So there's no difference here. You can uninstall the beta profile if you're on iOS 15 betas, and you just had it a little bit early if you had 15.7 RC installed. Also, there's no additional modem update in this update. However, there are some changes here, and the major change has to do with security updates. So no physical changes. Apple hasn't said that they've fixed anything, but you'll see here it says this update provides important security updates and is recommended for all users. They haven't specified what's actually in this update for any of these devices. That's pretty typical with one of these last sort of updates. They're not going to push any features or major changes. They're just going to fix and patch security updates. We can see those security updates on Apple's security website. So if we go into Safari, I have it loaded here. Scroll down and you'll see all the different versions installed today that are available. You'll see it says details soon. Let's see if they've updated these. Scroll down, and they're still updating some of them at the time of this video, but if we go into iOS and iPadOS 15.7, we can see the security updates here. And there's actually quite a few of them. So as we go from top to bottom here, and I'll link this in the description if you want to take a look at it.
iPadOS 16就求其少少啦，如果係 iPadOS。TV Mac
Maps update, media library, Safari, Safari extensions, shortcuts, and WebKit. And all of these updates can be read like this. Impact is the issue, where it says a website may be able to track users through Safari
extension.
The description, a logic issue was addressed with improved state management. The same is true for shortcuts. A person with physical access to an iOS device may be able to act a few significant security updates, but don't expect
performance benchmark
all things seem to be nice and quick. If we go into music on the iPhone 6s Plus, it's the first time I've opened it here. We'll give it a second to load using the features that we're seeing in iOS 16. Now with battery, I would not
battery life 方面咧就咁各人嘅手機 iPad 唔同啦。
Overall battery life should be quite good in this update. So that's pretty much it for the last generation devices that are no longer supported on
battery life 今次咧就係啦
SE, 6S, 6S Plus, 7 and 7 Plus. All of them are getting this update, and it should be their last major update.
亦都最後一個 major update 㗎啦。
Installing it due to those security patches, everything still seems to be nice and fast. We'll go the iPhone SE, 6S, 6S Plus devices. But if you have one of the older devices, one thing I noticed right away is this update seems to be balling it. Of course, be sure
咁如果你想download 唔 download 到15.7咧，就我認為咧係要 download 嘅。iPadOS 15.7咧已經喺iPad 都可以 download 噶啦。咁點解需唔需要 download 呢個 iPad 15.7咧？ 咁我建議你最好 download 咗佢先啦。咁啊，因為咧準備 iOS 16噶啦。咁如果你係iOS 15.6嘅朋友，如果要 upgrade 做 iOS 16或者 iOS 15.7咧，咁呢個要特別留意嘅。咁我一陣間咧就可以自己揀啦。不過呢個係實際係15.7。咁我講完啦，我哋同大家睇。
Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and today Apple released iOS 15.7 to
iOS 16。
Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and iOS 16 released 14 models you'll be able to unlock.
有新嘅 feature 噶喎。
Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and iOS 16 released today to all iOS 16 supported devices. So iOS 16 is out on iPhone 8 and newer. Unfortunately, the iPhone 6S.
咁啊，而家咧就 iPhone 6S、6S Plus、iPhone 7、7 Plus 同埋 Original 嘅 iPhone 咧係而家會 out 噶啦。喺 iOS 16咧，佢就唔會再支援噶啦。咁要係 iPhone 8或以上，即係 iPhone 8啦、8 Plus、iPhone 10、10 Plus、10S、10X Max、11、11 Pro、11 Pro Max、X、10R、SE 第二代、12、12 Mini、12 Pro、12 Pro Max、13、13 Mini、13 Pro、13 Pro Max、SE 第三代同埋 iPhone 14嘅4個牌子，包括14、14 Plus、14啦、14 Plus、14 Pro 同14 Pro Max 係支援到嘅啫。如果你頭先講翻頭先15.7嗰個 update 咧，再遠古啲咧就係iOS 15嘅遠古啲係12點幾嘅。咁啱啱最新嘅咧就係iOS 15.7啊，就嗰日同日 release 咗 iOS 16啦、WatchOS 9、tvOS 16、iOS 15.7、iPadOS 15.7同埋 macOS 12.6。咁啊呢個咧就我講咗佢啦，就係全部就 support 全部 iOS 15嘅 device 啦，包括 iPhone 6S、6S Plus 7同埋7 Plus 嘅，同埋 iPhone 8或以上嘅裝置 ，iPad 亦都係一樣。但係咧 iPhone 咁另外，但係有一樣重要嘢要講嘅就係 iPhone 6S、6S Plus、iPhone 7同 iPhone 7 Plus 咧就唔會 support iOS 16喺今次 release 嘅 bug 入邊咧係唔會用噶啦，係唔會作出噶啦，係唔會 support， 所以暫時 update 到咁嘅啫。所以如果你係用緊 6S 啊、6S 啊、iPhone 7嘅朋友咧，如果你部機開始死啊、開始死機嘅時候咧，差唔多要夠鐘換機嘅啦，換部14咁樣，跟住繼續用啦嚇。或者如果你部機想換 5G 嘅，咁啊呢段時間就好地就好而家換啦。同時咧 ，Apple release 咗係啦，咁啊 build number 啦就係、如果 15.7 咧嘅 build number 係 19H12， 我部 iPadOS 嘅 build number 俾大家睇下先啊。我嘅 build number 咧係一樣嘅。如果你係 iOS 16咧係唔同啲嘅 build number， 咁一陣間話俾你聽。咁我大概咧就係啦 ，iOS 16就唔同啦。咁我要睇先 ，iOS 16有啲新嘢。第一樣嘢好嘅就係個 lock screen 啦。
Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and iOS 16 released today to all iOS 16 supported devices. So however, this is a pretty large install.
咪就大 large 嘅 install， 要差唔多5、6 GB 啊。
So there's an awful lot to talk about here. Well over 150 changes, and so if you want to jump to any section in the video, I've linked all the chapters below. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what's new. When you boot up your iPhone for the first time,
一開頭 iOS 16咧有新嘅 lock screen 啦。
We have a fully customizable lock screen. Now on the lock screen itself, there's a change with the unlock icon.
有個 lock icon 啦 ，lock icon 唔見咗啦。你 unlock iPhone 嘅時候就唔見咗嘅。如果你 iOS 16嘅朋友，即係包括除咗你唔係，如果你係行15.7，即係你係 6S 啊或者 iPhone 7嘅朋友就 先睇唔到我一陣間嗰條片嘅。如果你係行緊係 iPhone 8或以上咧，你就一定你可以睇埋呢條片啦。可以睇 15.7 或者睇 iOS 16。咁而家播嘅咧就係 iOS 16。頭部分就同大家講咗 iOS 15.7。咁啊，今次咧就而家繼續講嘅就係 iOS 16。後期啊 iPad 就應該。喺 iPhone 13同14嘅 model 咧就可以 unlock phone iPhone in landscape 嘅，呢個係好嘢嚟㗎。如果你用緊 iPhone 13嘅 model 就可以咁做。
Now, of course, we have this lock screen and we can fully customize it. We do that by pressing and holding, and
Hold
now we no
咗
longer have live wallpapers. So Apple has removed those and replaced that with a press and hold on the lock screen to customize. Now,
Lock screen 咁樣
we can add
可以加個新 wallpaper 㗎喎。
Plus, and we have the options for photos, people, photo shuffle, emoji, weather, astronomy, and color.
就可以轉好多 mode 㗎喎嚇。喺 wallpaper 可以刪埋類型添嘅，呢個喺 iOS 16係先至有嘅啫。如果你用緊 iPhone 6S、7嗰啲朋友，你就冇得，真係對唔住啦，你係要換一換機先可以嘅。如果你係 iPhone 8或以上咧，就可以咁睇，可以繼續睇啊。
We have some suggested photos that would look nice. We
有
also
埋
have
建議
photo
相，
shuffle that will change throughout the day, set on a sort of schedule that you set. So that's something that's really nice that they've added. And weather and astronomy allows you to see weather as it changes on your lock screen. So if it's cloudy outside, it'll actually change to clouds. If it's sunny, it changes to sun. Or if it's raining, it even rains on your display. And then the globe rotates throughout the day. We also have some emoji wallpaper,
emoji 嘅相啦
as well, such as the little clownfish from many years ago, and then different color wallpapers.
仲有 color wallpaper
There is
點啊？
much more customization. So if we go back, we can quickly delete one of our wallpapers we've already set just by swiping up and hitting delete. And now we can go in and customize this further by tapping on customize. And you'll see it now outlines each thing with a different box, letting us know we can customize it. Now we can pinch to crop, and we have an option here for depth as far as depth effects. We also have some filters if we swipe through. It changes it to black and white, duotone, and color wash. This will also change based on if you have people or not in the background. If we tap on this icon, we can get a photo. And you'll see our different photos here, and we can select from our album.
可以換埋相添㗎。
We can customize as well with widgets. So if we tap on
用 widget 可以改㗎。嗱，呢個係好嘢嚟嘅。
two widgets. One is telling me the battery of my Apple Watch, and the other is telling me the current weather.
佢個天氣啦。
We have a bunch to choose from batteries, calendar, clock, fitness, home, news, reminders, stock, and weather. And third-party app developers can add to this later as well. So we should see many more of these as different apps get updated for iOS 16. Now, if we close this, we can customize the lock screen's clock, and you'll see here it says font and color. We can change the font to whatever we'd like, and also customize
可以
the
換埋
color
時間，換埋個
so it's fully
顏色都得㗎噃。
We can change it.
咁真係好啊！
Manage it on its own. Also, we could change it to.
進埋顏色啦，
You can change your wallpaper from the lock screen, so it's
換
showing
埋
all of the-
wallpaper。
get into notifications, but we'll also see the lock screen where we have to. Are there. Additionally, if we're playing some music and we go back to our lock screen, you'll see that we have an all-new music. Also, there's a new feature called Live Activities. This are there. Additionally, if we're playing some are there.
播一播嘢嘅時候咧，就喺個 notification 室就都知道嘅。
Also, there's a new feature called Live Activities.
Live
This is
activities.
something that we probably won't see a whole lot of until the next update of iOS 16 is out, but you can see pretty easily by going into clock, going into either timer or stopwatch, and hitting start. Then go back into our
咁你可以知道 live activity 就可以知道而家幾耐嘅。
We can interact with this by pausing it or playing
你可以
it
停啊
to see things
或者可以
such as live scores and
可以
more as different apps are
做
updated.
不同嘅嘢都得
Apple
嘅。
calls it live activities, and it looks great. It's something I think we'll use a lot as more and more apps are updated. The keyboard gets updated in a couple ways. The keyboard gets updated in a couple
Keyboard 啦
different ways.
dictation 啦
Go into
都改咗啦。
settings, then go down to sound and haptics. Under sound and haptics, go to keyboard feedback. You'll see sound and then haptic. We now have full haptic feedback when typing on the keyboard. You can turn this on or off, turn the sound on and off. But if we go into maybe a note and just type 15, Within settings, you'll see
仲有咧就係
Within settings, you'll see at the top I have my name like we normally do, but right under that we have the word family.
Family
And Apple has moved
checklist.
family under here with some all new settings. So if we go into that, if you have a family added, you'll see that we now have a family checklist. We can see all the different subscriptions, purchases that are shared, and locations that are shared with us and that we're sharing with. If we go under family checklist, you'll see more information here. And under family, something else they've added that's super helpful is when we connect AirPods.
AirPods 啊。
Menu. So you'll see it connected on all these devices here, and you'll see at the top it says Aaron's AirPods Pro. If we go into that, you can see that there's the status of my AirPods with this new menu. We have the battery charge. We also have our noise control.
Set noise
Press
control.
and hold AirPods, ear tip fit test, and all of the other things along with personalized spatial audio. This is something they've introduced with iOS 16, and it allows you to scan your ear using your camera, and it customizes how spatial audio is for you.
Spatial audio scan 埋添㗎，勁嘅。
And or under Wi-Fi,
Wi-Fi
Apple's
network 都有得 update 嘅。
networks in iOS 6 together. One thing you may already be familiar
個
with
電
is
池
Apple
icon 啊，
the option to have a
仲有個 battery
percentage
life。
battery in the upper right. Since the introduction of Face ID, we really haven't had this, and now we have it back.
Software
Within
updates.
software updates, if we go to General,
Software
then
updates.
Software Update, Apple has given us an additional option. While it looks a little bit different, if we go into Automatic Updates, Apple has added something called Security Response and System Files.
Security response
And this
to
says
system
it
files.
automatically installs rapid security
呢個喺
responses
iOS 16嘅功能先有嘅啫。
Storage. Under iPhone storage,
Storage 啦。
you interact with this a little bit, so we'll let it load and everywhere. If you play a lot of games, iOS 16 now supports Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers.
亦都支援 Nintendo Switch 嘅 Joy-Con 嘅 support。如果你係玩開任天堂嘅朋友咧，你就可以駁啦，落個 iPhone 度玩㗎，真嘅。
PlayStation 5 controller support. Now you can use a Nintendo Joy-Con controller with iOS 16.
你都可以用PlayStation 5或者Xbox 嘅 controller 駁落 iPhone 嗰度，都冇問題㗎。仲有就係 message 嘅 update。
I now have the option to unsend a message. So if I send the message, then I press and hold, I have up to 2 minutes to undo send. With iOS 16, Apple added the ability for passkeys.
Passkeys 同 password
that's rolling out across many different companies, not just Apple, but also Google and others, and uses Face ID or Touch ID to authenticate, so you no longer have to remember a password. This works on a limited amount of websites now, but we'll see this roll out much further in the future. Best Buy currently much easier. Focus modes have been updated,
Focus mode.
not just for the lock screen, but have been made much easier and simpler to set up. Those and more. Let's go into Photos, and there's some updates there.
Photos 啦，哇！你睇下，哇！睇到我都暈啦。FaceTime, Chevrolet.
This here gets a little bit of an update as well. And one thing that you can do with this is you can now hand off FaceTime across devices. So if you're on an iPhone and maybe on a FaceTime call, you want to switch to a Mac or an iPad. Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech and iOS 16.
咁暫時睇咗呢度先啦，因為佢都睇到，所以咧我哋暫時條片咧去到呢度先。咁介紹咗15.7同16 iOS 16啊，歡迎大家留言 subscribe 留意住最新片段。As always，多謝大家收睇，我係 Aaron，下一條片再見，拜。